2022 was a monster year for this lady. She was part of the 2022 PFL regular season and she advanced all the way to the semifinals. Olena Kolesnyk, always a pleasure to have you back on my show. And I need to start right away with you. Holy crap, 2022 PFL season. I thought you did incredible. And one of the things that I really wanted to hit on is wow, there's a lot of pressure on your shoulders to go out there and show people why you're in the PFL, what makes you a special fighter. You proved a lot of people that don't know about you. You proved a lot of doubters wrong, at least in my opinion. When you think about your 2022 season just at a glance, I mean, how happy are you with that? Because I thought you did incredible.
First of all, yeah, I think I make most of people to shut the fuck up. And I make it again on this year to ruin all doubts about myself. So this year I was blessed. I was in PFL. I fight with two tough girls, and I lost to the champion of the last year, Larissa Pacheco, my old opponent. But again, mark my words, next year, not next year, this year, 2023 is my year. So if I shock you in 2022 when I pass a lot of shit in my personal life, which I not share with the people, so trust me, 2022 built monster inside of me. And about and about scary woman, like 2 days ago, I spoke with Chris Curtis and Sean Strickland. Sean come to me and say, "Why are you always so mean?" I said, "Listen, man, I'm not mean. This is who am I. This is who am I. This is my personality." He said, "You never smile to me." I said, "Man, I smile only people who I like. Maybe you're not in this circle, So, so
Ruthless. I love it. That's funny.
People from US, you are different than people from Europe, and especially from my country. Maybe we not smile, but if you know us better, you understand so how funny we are, how open we are, and if we're friends, we are friends. If we love, we love. So this is nothing between, nothing like hello, hi, say hi to, and they say shit behind your back. No, it's not about that. I see here it's in common, but fuck this bullshit. We have a habit to take responsibility for our words. If we say something, like, we must do it. So that's why maybe we're not so often of smile, but we are real deal.
Think that you are very kind and you smile to me all the time. Olena, I wanted to pause because there's a lot of shit that went on in 2022 for you. You started out at a new gym, you just got to Xtreme, and you're making a move like that's stressful when you leave an old gym and then go into a new one with new coaches, a new approach, maybe new methods of training ahead of the biggest season of your life. Like that's a lot to like take in and to try to deal with at once. Can you talk to me about just getting started at Xtreme? What has that experience been like for you? What has it been like working with the new coaches that you have in your new gym?
Well, it's more harder when your coach and your sparring partners in the war, and like everything is close. And of course, it was stressful, but such people like Eric Nixon, my coach Dennis Davis, and of course legendary racer for always support me. And I'm really grateful that I'm surrounded such type of great of people. And I remember the first day when I speak with Dennis Davis, I said, "Listen, I would like to work with you, but PFL coming." And he said, "What you would like to fix?" And I tell him, "Listen, I'm sucks in everything. Let's start from the beginning." And we worked with him, with coach Dennis, a lot. And my ground game, my defense from shoots became better and better. And I'm really grateful, and work with Racer for it's incredible. And he the person who tell me every day from time to time, he say, "Girl, you have a power, you have a real power." So, and I'm before I maybe I have some doubts about it, But on Tuesday, I spar with men. And I make some couple mistakes, which Dennis tell me after spar. But then this guy turned to me. It's like, and tell, listen, girl, if you punch somebody, you're left-handed in the face. Fuck this shit. I don't know how these girls survive against you. I said, well, you will see this year. Maybe they don't. So
You came over from Europe, you come to the United States. We talked about that in the last time that you were on my show, and then you changed gyms. It was a big year for you, and then you go out there, all the things like the adversity that you had to deal with, because I know you fought in the 2021 PFL season, and then you did a stint in Invicta as well. And I know that there were a few fights there that didn't really go your way. So I want to pause there because that was like quite a stretch. And for any person who's gone through like two fights, three fights where things don't go your way, you're a person that has had a lot of success in combat sports and mixed martial arts, and you've been in this game for a very long time. And I wanted to get your opinion, like if you had to talk to like a young guy that's in your gym that maybe has lost two or three fights in a row, you've been there and you've done that and you've dug yourself out of that, like what kind of advice would you give somebody who's experiencing some hardship like that?
never give up. Never give up in anything. Right behind my back, I have Winston Churchill, my favorite politics. Never give up. No matter who tell you anything, they not live your life. They not make your dream. Follow your dreams. Believe in yourself and never lost a faith. No matter who else tell you something, like fuck them all.
Mm-hmm.
Build your personal like a shortcut of people who truly trust in you. And I guess I was so successful the last year because such people like Dennis, my coach, like a legendary Sefo, these people helped me a lot. So like the people who surround you make your success. Never forget about it. And I'm blessed to have really good friends here, to make new friends here. I'm blessed to have such incredible people around me in the gym. So if not them, maybe this year not be so successful. And again, you must work hard. Nothing come like a lucky not come if you not work hard. I work like 2-3 times in a day, and my fights only come in April, but I'm already like working on my success of this year. So work hard, believe in your dreams, and never listen anyone who doubt in you. Only you keep living this life, never give up, never.
I have to suspect that you and your coaches, because you are a PFL fighter, you have to really think about your moves ahead of time. You may know that, like, okay, in your case, I'm fighting Abby Montez. Okay, I know I'm going to fight her. I don't really know who I'm fighting after that at this point, but I do know there's going to be 1 to 2 more fights minimum that I also know I'm going to have to go out there and perform for. When you're in your training camp, and when you're trying to like strategize and take care of your body, you know, you're working hard and you're trying to do all the things that you need to do to be ready for the fight. But also at the same time, I know you can't go crazy because you don't want to risk getting injured. Can you talk to me a little bit about what are some of the things that you have had to do specifically to prepare your body for an upcoming season? Because you're talking about a lot of fights in a compressed window. I think that's insane. May, July, and August are the months that you fought. That's a lot of fights in a short amount of time.
Listen, as I told you, I grew up on K1. These men was idols for me. And one of them now in my gym, and like with whom I always can take advice from him, with Ray Sefo. So this man's fight, 3 hardest fight in the one evening. So how we can complain to fight, like from fight to fight to fight, like this is a blessing. I'm not only fighter in the cage, I'm a fighter in my real life. This is who am I. I love what I'm doing, and I'm really grateful for PFL for this idea who come in people's mind to make such tournament like this, like the unique of tournament. It's all in your hands. It's all in your hands. If you win, you continue to go and fight and fight. For me, I was stuck for a while with 2 years with no fights. And let's be honest, sometimes I'm like, how's it possible? I'm feeling this fire in my soul. I can show the world who am I. And even when I lost 2 fights in 2021, I think, no, it's not stop. I don't give a fuck. No, it's not stop. No. People say a lot of shit to me, like, listen, like, maybe you need to stop, make family, make like kids. Fuck them all.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck them all. I mean, we all have personal wars which we not share with the people.
Mm-hmm.
But if you really have a dream, which I have, just follow this dream no matter what. Fall down, stand up. I really like a proverb. If you cannot fly to a dream, run to a dream. If you cannot run to a dream, like, just lay down in the towards to your dream. So it was not only a hard year 2022, of course it was like the most hardest one, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
because of war and my parents, my guys, like, it wasn't easy. And especially to read the news when the Russian Federation attacked my city right before fight with Montez. And listen, when I step into the cage, I ask myself, how now feel my guys in the army right now? They're in really dangerous. When I step into the cage, I meet just opponent, the girl who prepared. There is only question, win or loss, and it's all in my hands right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, in the case of my guys in Ukraine, they can be killed just shoot in their back. So, like, how I can complain? It was hard. It was hard for me mentally, physically, all together, to be without my parents, to be without my friends, people who I love. But every time I have some doubts, I ask myself, like, listen, these people now, like, your family alive only because your brave guys protect your family, protect your country. So you are blessed. You are blessed. You are alive, and you can help my family, because with war a lot of people lost job. So yeah, like, it's motivate me sometimes. Of course, like, I spent a lot of nights of crying, then I go to gym, then I come back from gym, read the news that Russian attacks my country, when people sleep, local people cry again, then go to gym again. So it was like a fucking horrible circle for me. And it's still like this. They attack Ukraine in 31 of December, New Year's Eve. Like, what the fuck? I mean, there is no special day for attack, but when you attack at the center of the Kiev, when all people prepare for the new year, like, what in this people of mind, like, what in the mind of these people? Well, it was a lot of shit, but the 2022 was, I was blessed. Even with the loss again to Larissa Pacheco, like, I just don't have enough time to prepare of condition for my body. My spirit always ready for fight with any of these targets in the PFL. But my body wasn't prepared for that fight. Well, good lesson for me. We keep going forward, and we will see her. Maybe we will see her again this year.
I think one of the things that is so important about you is when you think about all the things, the war that's happening because your country has been invaded, and the toll of war and what it's meant for the Ukrainian people. I'm still trying to, like, I read about it in the news all the time. I watch the news, and I think it's one of those things where it's like, unless you're actually there, you're not going to get your mind completely wrapped around all the things that are going on. You could read about it, like me, I could read about it. I could watch it on the news, but like, unless I'm like there, we just have a rough idea of what it's like, what life is like over there. If I were over there, if I were Ukrainian and I were over there, I'd want people like you to be over here and to fight and to like have the opportunity to compete on a big platform because you could inspire and give hope to a lot of people that might not feel very hopeful.
Well, when a man who much older than I am was in like a soldier's equipment and text me that they watched my fight during the war. When they send me video messages, I'm inspired of them that I'm not give up. Like it was really powerful for me in one side, and in another side it was a lot of pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Like when people watch you in the cage and you raise Ukrainian flag, you take responsibility for your country. You need to show how brave Ukrainian people. So yeah, I have a lot of good messages from men from Ukrainian army, and I'm still communicate with a lot of them. As I told you, like most of my friends, well, most people who I love, still fighting there.
A good example of that, like when you were going into your very first fight, I remember because I bet on you, and I looked at the gambling book on my phone, and it said I don't remember what it was off the top of my head, but I know I looked at it. I'm like, oh shit, I'll bet on Olena. I was like, it was like plus 250 or something like that. Like you were a pretty big underdog. A lot of the sports books were favoring your opponent, and I looked at it all, and I was just like, I tell you what, I was like, I think I have a pretty good understanding of like who she is as a person and just kind of how she's getting ready for this. And I bet she knows she's an underdog for this. And she's gonna be fired up. She's gonna be ready to prove people wrong. I was like, man, I'll throw $20 on this fight. Let's see what happens. And so, thank you. I got my wife a nice steak dinner based off of that. So, thank you so much for that. You delivered for me. But more importantly than my dinner, courtesy of you, you got the win. And I know that was an emotional moment for you. You had, you're going to the judges. You're not really sure how it's going to come out. There's a lot of anxiety, and I was just really happy for you to get that result. Can you just talk to me like what was that? What did that feel like when you were able to like, get that result over Montez? How did that feel?
Right as I told you, when they wrap my hands, and the Russian attack my hometown, and like they wrap my hands and text my mom, and she not answer to me. And with these thoughts, I go into the cage. Like I was called in the cage because I totally listened my coach, Dennis Davis. I was called. But as soon as third round finish, I'm like the first thing it's still hard to say. The first thing what I said, it was mother, because it's hard, man. It was really hard. And for me, like at this moment, like all this time to keep my emotion in myself, and when the third round finish, I'm like, let everything go. That's why it became so emotional, honestly, because I pass a lot of through shit, and like it was hard.
And think about what that win meant to so many people. They watched that. Probably it was probably like 3 a.m. over where you are, where you're from. But people are staying up for that, and they're watching it on their phone or however they're able to, and their girl gets the win. I don't know. That had to have been a very special moment for you that you're going to remember the rest of your life because
I know in my mind I won the fight. But I never argue with the people I don't like it. So if one judge from them decided that it was in another way, well, what can I say? It's just like me, just finish fights earlier and not wait for the judge decision. Like this happened in the second fight. I totally win the second fight, but I can win it in much faster and in another way. But I all my thoughts was, I want to be in London. I want to be in London, and I want to meet Larissa Pacheco again. So I didn't think about points, and I pay for it because I'm not became an alternative fighter for New York, which of course make me upset because I passed really tough opponents, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, but it is what it is. Like life never was easier for me, and it happens. So I truly believe, like sometimes God take us on the hard way to give us something incredibly big. So I will wait. I will wait. I will keep going to work hard. And as I told you, like I put everything on this year.
The only person you lost to, Larissa Pacheco, she ended up, despite being a huge underdog, she fought Kayla Harrison in the finals, and she managed to win that fight. Before we started recording this, you told me, Tyler, I knew she was going to win. I knew she was going to win that fight. I just fought her. She's really strong. She's really tough. I knew that she was going to win that fight. She came into that fight a plus 500 betting underdog. I looked at that and I was like, I don't think I like her even for that. I was like, I think I'm going to avoid this one. I'm not going to bet on Harrison because what's the point? She's such a, for what, a dollar? Like, why? I'm just like, nah, I don't think so. And wow, like your prediction ended up coming true. Pacheco was the one that won that fight. She dominated that fight from bell to bell. She looked amazing. And when you look at that, all of a sudden, it's like, wow, your entire division just got a whole lot more interesting.
Man, it wasn't a loss. It was total domination. It was total domination in all positions, on the ground, on the striking, in everything. And as I told journalists before, when they call me and ask me who I predict win the fight, I don't have even doubts. I know it will be Larissa. So for me, like I don't give a fuck who come back better or how they prepare for this year. I take responsibility only on myself and my preparation. I know that, like, no excuse. Larissa was better in the fight, but like everything can happen in another way, and I do my best to make it happen.
The PFL season has concluded, but here we are. It's in January, and I'm kind of looking. It's like, okay, the springtime is usually when things start anew. What are you up to right now? You've got to be getting ready. You have got to be getting prepared for this upcoming season.
Well, we can see with you on February 3, they make some challenges for the season. So one of them got a contract and maybe potential opponent of me. So for me, as I said it last year and I said it again, for me, they don't have a faces. For me, it's only targets. All responsibility on me and like the people who I surround myself, my coaches, people who I trust, people who I believe and who believe in me. Like all I can do is just become better and better. And actually what I'm doing, like you can check my social media. I work 2-3 times in a day, and it's like 6 times in a week, sometimes even 7 times. So I try not to take even day off. I work really hard and I want to come back and like don't have any doubts, like just take them one by one like a target, you know. So from my side, I will do my best to be much closer and to become a champion and to get this belt.
Well, they call you the cannon for a reason. I'm very much so looking forward to you, Olena, going out there and doing what you do best. And that's going out there, being big, mean, and violent, and being a bully out there in the cage.
Always.
I love seeing it. I know it's going to be happening very soon. But before I let you go, there's one thing I wanted to ask you about. I wanted to ask you about probably the biggest gangster from your country, Yaroslav Amosov. This guy's getting ready to fight here at Bellator 291. That fight happens in February. February 25th is when that fight happens. Not that long from now. Can you talk a little bit about? I still feel a lot of people don't know who he is, and I have been talking about this guy for a very long time. He's one of my favorite fighters in all of MMA, and he means so much to people where you're from. Can you talk a little bit about him as a fighter and him as a person? Because I know it's somebody that you're quite familiar with.
Well, Yaroslav Amosov is incredibly fighter, really kind person, really humble guy, and it was always great to speak with him. Usually, when we train together, we communicate a lot. We train together with him in USA, in Thailand. He is really great person inside, and like incredibly talented and hard worker fighter I ever met. So I'm really proud of Yaroslav, how represent our country, and I truly believe that he got this fight and he will be a champion as much as he wants. You know, if he not make any transition, nobody can win Yaroslav. He is really smart. His fight IQ is amazing, hard worker. Like, and the most important, he is a really humble person.
One of the most powerful images I think I've ever seen was him like digging his belt out of rubble and getting it, and then he brought it back to people from the army, and to him it probably wasn't a big deal, but like what that meant probably for all the other people that are in the army that saw that probably gave people a lot of hope to know that, oh shit, like I don't know. I don't know. I don't have the right words for that, but I could just imagine if I were an army guy and all of a sudden it's like, the Bellator freaking welterweight champion, one of the like top guys, one of the top fighters in the entire world. He's showing up in like army fatigues and he's got his helmet on. And he's like, "Yep, here's our belt," and he's holding it up over his head. Like that would like fire me up and get me ready to go. And that had to have been something. I know you probably saw those photos on the internet too, and that had to have made you feel really proud to be from where you're from.
Yaroslav represent all Ukrainian men. This is who they are, really strong, really brave, and never give up. He represent whole nation of Ukrainian people, and I'm really pray for him and truly believe that he win the upcoming fight.
Yeah, I absolutely cannot wait to see him fight again. I think it's going to be absolutely incredible. People need to understand 26-0. Everyone talks about Habib. Everyone talks about 29-0. He's 26-0. He's really, really close to getting. I don't want to jinx anything. I'm just gonna say he needs to be talked about as one of the best fighters who's ever done it. I love watching him fight. Olena, as always, it's an honor having you on my show. I can't wait till we do it again. But if there's anybody that you would like to thank, I would like to give you the opportunity to do that before I let you go.
I wanna truly thankful for Racer for everything. This person saved my life, and like his speech always inspire me, and I'm really grateful to meet him in real life because I grew up on his fights. I'm really thankful my coach Dennis Davis for his incredibly mind and find opportunity and key for any opponents, and our time is coming. I'm really thankful for my old friends who surround me here and who support me in everything. And I'm really thankful for my parents to raise me and make me who am I. Sometimes when I was younger, I don't understand it, but now they make me unbreakable. So thank them, thanks God, thank all people who surround me now. And I'm repeat you again, keep your eyes on my upcoming fights 2023. I kill them all.